So now I'm going to explain the difference between standard Q-Box RP1LP package and the Enhanced. Enhanced Q-Box RP1LP package is for measurements of very small or very inactive samples where gas exchange of CO2 and oxygen is going to be very small. In Enhanced package, the system is designed to do measurements in a stop flow mode as opposed to open flow mode. There are a few extra components to Enhanced package. One is the digital control unit, the DCU. This is the controller that controls a solenoid valve which is attached to a chamber. This solenoid valve regulates whether the system is stopped or open. The solenoid valve has a connector here which should be attached to the DCU D1. The DCU has its own power supply. It should be plugged into an AC outlet, and it also has a digital data cable that is plugged into channel 1 of Lapquist Mini Data Interface number 2 that's sitting underneath the sensors. So once this is assembled here, you can then attach the chamber. The chamber that comes with the Enhanced RP1LP package is a variable volume chamber. It's a glass chamber with aluminum end caps. One of the end caps can be completely removed like this, and this is the one that you can adjust. With it, you can adjust the volume of the chamber. So if you have very small samples, small little fruit flies, you can reduce the volume to very small. This chamber also has a temperature probe port here. If you're not measuring temperature, this can be plugged up. If you are measuring temperature, the temperature probe fits directly inside here. But of course, you have to make sure that there's space for it. So the volume of the chamber cannot be reduced any farther than the temperature probe sticking out. So to attach this chamber to the system, there's only one way of doing it. The solenoid valve has an arrow pointing to chamber, and the two inlet and outlets have male and female ports, and they can only be attached in one way, male to female and female to male. So you cannot get them reversed. And the other part of the solenoid valve is attached to the system. So after your calibrations, when you have this setup that I've explained for a standard package, you can disconnect the gas pump and the flow monitor and attach them to the two pieces of tubing coming from the solenoid. And again, you cannot mess up because they are male to female and female to male connectors, lure connectors. So you have gas pump supplying the gas to the solenoid valve. From the solenoid valve, it goes into your chamber, out of your chamber, through the solenoid valve, and to the flow monitor. And when the valve is activated, then the gas bypasses the chamber and it just goes directly to the system, and the chamber at that point in time is in stop flow mode. We will explain how the system works further when we're discussing the software and the calculations and the measurements, which will be in a separate video. One more thing, the two data cables that need to be connected to the Q-Box are supplied with the Q-Box, and they both plug in on the frame of the Q-Box. There's a USB 1 and USB 2. They can be plugged in ahead of the time that you're going to load software on the computer. One thing to pay attention to, and we'll go through that again when we're talking about the software, is that when the software is downloaded on the computer and you're ready to plug in the two USB cables to your computer, it's important that you plug them in the order that they are designed. So USB 1 should be plugged in first, and USB 2 should be plugged in second into your computer. But we will go through that in the next video.